Week 5 of the Conversation Project, we go Greek on you. We go deep into the thought process that is an Achilles heel, going really mythology Greek for you, and why it's an issue and what you can do about it. It's a very serious thing to deal with as you're working on bettering yourself every week here in this year. This is 2024, the edition of Better You in 52. And what we're going to give you today is how to understand and how to actually protect your Achilles heel. Now, every week here in this program, we aren't doing a step by step 52-week building. It's a simple tool you can add to your toolbox every single week. So you can jump in anytime you want to, go backwards and forwards. This happens to be the week 5 for 2024. So this is the week 5 edition of this. Go to our website, betteryouin52.info, and find out more details about what we have in the background, some things going on that you can see, and some tools to help you in ways to connect with me and other folks who are trying to do better anytime. We believe that the moment you decide you want to be a better person, you're better. But then it's up to you to do some work to make it work out a little bit better. And that's what's happening here. And that's what we're doing today for this week 5 edition and week 5 tip on understanding and protecting your Achilles heel. Let's do the actual mythology. Let's do some history, if you will, some lessons. Not quite real history, if you will, because it's mythology, but let's talk about the Achilles heel. It's a phrase that's often used to describe a person's weakness or vulnerability, and it comes from the ancient Greek mythology where Achilles was a brave hero known for his incredible strength and courage, but had one fatal flaw, a weakness in his heel. How did this come about? The mythology says that his mother dipped him into the river Styx when he was a baby to make him invulnerable to everything, but of course held him by his heel. And so, because of that, his entire body was invulnerable. Pain didn't stop him. He couldn't get injured, couldn't get hurt, couldn't bleed, except for his heel. He was super strong everywhere except in one spot, and his Achilles heel was his downfall in a major battle. Today, we say that someone has an Achilles heel when they have a vulnerability, a specific weakness of vulnerability that can lead to their downfall or failure, and it's pretty obvious in some cases. In fact, it's obvious to everyone. It pretty early in the battle that's the thing that comes they mean they come down and people will target that heel. So if it's obvious to you, you have to make sure it's not exploited as your Achilles heel. This is used in many cases in vernacular today. It's a common idiom. The term Achilles heel been turned into a very common phrase going forward to talk about weaknesses in context and weaknesses in both physical and just various issues. Sports hear it all the time. The Achilles heel is the one thing that a team can't seem to overcome, and that if you can find a way to exploit it, you can destroy that team and beat them with your own abilities. In your personal life, we use it all the time. Procrastination is my Achilles heel. Overeating is my Achilles heel to my health processes. My relationship, my anger issues is my Achilles heel to relationships. Whatever it is that is pretty obvious as a problem to what's not helping you progress is your Achilles heel, or you can call it your Achilles heel. And in business, because I do a lot of business stuff as well, it's the thing that is a downfall for something you're not doing, something you're not good at that you don't actually reinforce. Be your Achilles heel. If you're not good at keeping up your finances and you don't know how much money you actually have on hand, that's one thing. If you're great at management, but not so great at hiring people in to manage, there you go. You can coach up as much people as you want to, but you don't have the right people in there. You can't bring them in. There's an issue with your Achilles heel. Now, with that, it's pretty simple. You have to basically identify and address your Achilles heel in your life, in your lives, if you will. If you call it the multiple things you do, your lives, your personal life, your family life, your work life, maybe with your friends. You can split up your lives any way you want to, but there may be something that's different for each skill. For your family, you may have an issue where you just can't seem to not say no to that cute little cuddly rugrat of yours, and it means costing a lot of money and being overly loving of them, which is not necessarily good. For your friends, same thing applies. You have a friend that you just can't say no to, and whatever she wants to get into, I say she, it could be a he, whatever they want to get into. Let's be, politically correct in this one. You're down for it, even when you know you're down for extra bail money and trouble when it comes down to it. You have to know this. It is what it is, and you just go along with it. In your work life, there can be various things about your portfolio that are awesome, but the one thing that you're not good at, which may be showing up in meetings or keeping up with finances or literally just writing things down so they don't get lost in the shuffle, can be your downfall to yet promotion, or could actually find a way to lose you in that position. It's something there. So today we offer up 5 different steps, 5 different tips, 5 tools to use in protecting that heel. Because the one thing that Achilles could have did was, covered up his heel. One thing you can do, because you know it's coming, is to protect that vulnerable spot, protect that actual action that you can't do well, find some way to reinforce it so that it does not become such an issue. It will probably be an issue for your life until you overcome it, but for ways to protect yourself from that in the now and in the battle that's going forward. So the first tip we have for you today is simple. It's just making sure that you have self reflection and awareness. Take time to reflect on your weakness and identify your Achilles heel. Know what it is. Simply know what it is that is the thing people are going to target and protect it. I happen to watch a lot of professional wrestling, and we know it's scripted, but they are actual athletes doing actual athletic things. One thing that happens in the storytelling, and part of it is the storytelling that's going by the announcers to help you see what's going on, is is that you'll see people start to show damage to certain areas. They may have an ankle that gets twisted and people start attacking the ankle. They may have a storyline that says their back has been bad for a while, so everyone targets their back. Their Achilles heel, their actual weakness is that actual physical piece. And so because of that, that's there. They also, in wrestling, have people who tend to be hotheads where you can get under their skin and kind of make them destroy themselves in the process. That's something you see played out in real time. That's something you can see in an acting phase where if you're watching a movie, you can see it happening where that person has that thing that's their downfall, that thing that can tear them down, and they're falling for it. Self-reflection allows you to actually look over yourself, look over your strengths, look over all your vulnerabilities, and see what can be the one thing that can really tear you down, and just know what it is. If you know what it is that people may attack you at, either by default because they have studied you or they may just figure it out in the middle of the game plan, you know what to protect, you know what to keep out of exposure, you know what to do to basically try to not have them attack that heel, even though it may not be it's your actual heel. From there, you have to do what we say very often: set clear goals. Setting clear goals defines specifically how you work on your Achilles heel. This is basically having a plan to get better at the better part, or the worst part, if you will. Make the worst part a little bit better. Make your objectives measurable and achievable. Make them clear. Setting clear goals provides you direction and motivation for improvement of this issue. If you're not good with finances and business, find a plan to get better. You don't have to perfect it. It doesn't have to overshine everything you're doing already. But you got to find a way to set time aside to pull in your invoices and go through them one by one, or bring in your receipts and log them down for your next chance of going through reconciliation, or finding a friend to do this for you, which actually rolls directly into the next tip we have for you, which is seeking guidance and support, or support and guidance as written on the script here. Seeking support and guidance is what you do if you can't fix it. If you don't know how to do it yourself, bring someone in. I do one of my channels that we have for More Better Media deals with business people. And the biggest thing for business is the fact that just like in your own life, you know you can't do it all on your own. So you may hire a gardener to show up and work on your yard because you may like doing it, but it takes up time for other things. And if you can afford it, someone else doing it is a great thing to do. Here, we're talking about, for seeking support and guidance, finding someone to do things in the business life as well, to do those things that are not easy for you to do. It's pretty simple. Hire someone to do it. Find someone in your crew that can do it well. Find a friend or family member who loves to do it and can keep up with you. If your Achilles heel is literally your strength and you have a buddy who's into working out and fitness, work with them to help you work on your health and your strength. That's simple. If your Achilles heel is, we'll go back to finances, getting those receipts lined up, find someone on your team whose job it is to keep up with that. They may lose some other job in your process because this thing is more important, or maybe they're just that good and you haven't given them a shot that they can do this on top of what's going on. And if no one's there to do it, you're a solopreneur that doesn't have anyone doing it, find someone to pay. Find an accountant, find a kid on the street that comes in every week and picks up your piles of receipts and puts them in order and gives you a report for you. Seek your support. Seek some guidance. Seek someone to help you work through your problem, someone who may have the same Achilles heel, if you will, and they will tell you how they overcame it and how they didn't overcome it sometimes, in ways that you can get better. Find someone who's gone through it and can show you the right way, or find someone who does it for real and can just do it for you. support, and guidance will help you protect that weakness. For the fourth one, we're going to tell you to have consistent practice and improvement. So once you get that actual workout plan, once you get that actual business plan, once you get that checkout list to do to make sure you're better at your business, better at getting things done, you got to do it. You got to practice on it. You got to work it over and over again and look for what's doing well and what's not doing well. Consistent practice, consistent reps in sports is what you do to get better. If you want to shoot free throws better, you go to the line, you shoot a free throw. You go to the line, you shoot a free throw. Go to the line, you shoot a free throw. And then you acknowledge what's happening. Are you getting better? Or are you getting worse? What is the issue? Then you after going reviewing what's going on, you're seeing, oh, you're not actually standing in a great position, so work on your form. Shoot more free throws. Shoot more free throws. See you're getting better. Shoot more free throws. Shoot more free throws. See that you're getting better. Shoot more free throws. See things are waning off a little bit. Look at your technique. See what someone else is doing that's fairly good that you're not doing. Try to incorporate that. If it seems to work, shoot more free throws. Constant, consistent, overdoing practice and in watching your improvement is the best way to work for those vulnerabilities because you'll see if that weakness becomes stronger, may still be a vulnerability, but it's a stronger action, or if finding the ways you've worked out to protect it is working. If the people you've hired in to do the stuff for you are doing it well and you're not seeing any issues, there's your improvement. And they do the practice. It's less practice on you and more improvement by just bringing someone in to get it done. Sometimes it's that simple. Get someone else in to get it done. And for the fifth step, we have you need to learn from your setbacks. Because guess what? Every so often, somebody's going to nick that heel, kick you in the shin, knock you over, find that little weakness, and exploit it. And they're going to win. They are going to win, or they're going to knock you down pretty heavily. And what do? You don't let them do it again. You learn from setbacks. Understand what held you back in your journey. Understand what held you back in that battle. Understand what held you back in that issue, how you failed, and don't relapse. Don't be discouraged. Just don't let them do it again the same way. If you learn from a mistake by never doing that mistake again, then you've learned something and you never do that mistake again. You're still vulnerable. There's still issues that can be coming up that can take you out with that particular heel that is weakened. But if you don't expose it the same way you did in the past, that's one less way that someone can attack you. They'll find new ways to attack, and that's what all the other work is about. But here is the deal. Learn from anything that knocked you down. Don't let it happen again. This is a fairly simple concept that I almost didn't want to really put into the listing, but it's has to be known. You have to understand, and we're going to say this a few times in the year, in the 52 weeks we're going to do this. There are going to be things that are going to knock you on your butt, and it is going to happen because it happens. That's what progress is. Moving forward till you hit some stumbling block, some wall that's in your way, improving past that, and waiting for the next wall to come in. Actually, not waiting. You're moving towards the goal and looking for the next wall to come in so you can hopefully be prepared for it better as that one comes in. But something's going to happen. You're going to find pretty quickly that there's something that's holding you back. And there's a lot of things that could hold you back. Let me review the 5 steps that I've given you that should hopefully help you out for this week and going forward. And not just this for the Better You in 52 year we have here, but anytime that you need to really think about this and understand that you have something that's a real weakness into your forward motion, your Achilles heel, as we are calling it, because it's cool to say, but whatever vulnerability you have going forward, you need to, of course, start off with self-reflection and awareness, knowing that you have vulnerabilities, knowing what they are, and being very aware of what to do about them in case they come up. Maybe no one will see it. Maybe someone will see it bright and shiny, but can't get away to exploit it. Knowing that it's there, as opposed to just assuming that you'll just get by, is the key to starting off from the get-go, because if you know it's there from the start, you can protect yourself. In the protection part of yourself, it starts off with setting clear goals on improving those issues. So once you know it's there, do something about it now and forever, and working progress forward. Setting clear goals to get that vulnerability to be less of vulnerability is a great way to save yourself. It is what it is. In the meantime, seek support and guidance in doing this. Find someone to help you work through your issues, or find someone to just do it for you, to get in the way, to be your actual arm or shield to do that. If someone's out there to protect your flank, then you don't have to worry about it so much being such a vulnerability. If someone's going to tell you how they were bested and how they actually overcame it, or maybe didn't, you can see how from their experience what you can do to do better for yourself. You also have to make sure that you are actually playing the game right with consistent practice improvement. Because once you know the things to do to be better at the better, you've got to actually do the things to do to be better at the better. If it means you have to take some time to work that into your process to improve it and make sure it works, that's practice. It also means watching to make sure it's actually improving or not. Because if it's not actually improving, take a step back, reevaluate, try something different. Don't just try something different because you're bored. Try something different once you know it's not actually working. Finally, and it's not like these things are, better to worse or worse to better. But finally, something that's going to happen to you is the fact that you're going to lose a few times. You'll be exploited in your vulnerability, and you'll need to learn from those setbacks. The very other common idiom is that every time you get knocked down, you get back up, and it's a win. Sometimes you don't feel like getting back up, but you have to. You must get back up. It's a setback. Losing the match is one match. Losing the game is one game. But you haven't lost in the most important game of life. Life is a continual set of matches and games and different plays that are going out there. The time clock never ends, and when it does, well, at that point, your vulnerabilities will be less, at least your concerns, because you'll have no concerns. As long as there's life in your body, you should be shooting for something better, not just in this sort of glamoury 52-week thing we're doing here. So learn from your setbacks and don't let it happen again. It's pretty simple. This whole concept is extremely simple. Vulnerabilities. There's something out there that you are going to find is not quite as good as it should be and can be used against you. So make sure they don't. Do something to make it harder for them to do that. And if they do, fight back. And if they actually win, don't let it happen again. It's pretty simple. Better You in 52 is a program that I do every year in some form or fashion. This year we're doing the videos again for every 52 weeks of the year, 2024. We're going to offer to you a tip, a tool to work out to be better. There's nothing being sold to you. There's nothing to buy in this. We don't have a program. We don't have a mastermind. We don't have any sort of booklets to go along with this. We may have some booklets and some things and checklists, but nothing's being sold. I'm not even asking for email addresses for this project. Better You in 52 is just something I'm doing, one, to make sure I get my reps in, if you will, and two, to offer up anyone a chance who's just looking to find a starting point to get better, to get better. I am not your guru. I'm not Brendan Richard. I'm not Tony Robbins. I'm not those guys, but releasing this program. But for this program, if you're looking for a simple start to get started and maybe go to those guys, they will gladly take your money. Trust me, I'll gladly take your money in other programs, but not in Better You in 52. Go to betteryouin52.info for more details on the whole program, how we'll see the replays of every single week. Follow us on the Steps Your Better You channel on YouTube, because it's there as well. All the videos there. Plus, old videos from past years when we've done this, past attempts, you'll see those as well. But we have the videos, the brand new ones, in the new order, in the new process for this year, 2024. I'm going to tell you, let you in on not a secret if you follow me along in other places. 2023 was a terrible year, and it's rolling into a pretty terrible start to 2024. But in order to get better, you got to do what you need to do to get better. I have a lot of things, a lot of plans that got put on hold and set back and just destroyed, literally destroyed in the last year over trying to overcome our hurdles and setbacks that just kind of get in the way. So it was a really big setback year for last year, and we've got a lot of catching up to do. So this is partially for me. This is partially for you, but it's for all of us that want to be part of this. Email me at jclevelandpayne@gmail.com if you want to chat up this thing here. If you need someone to talk to, I can talk to you. If you wanted to see more people who are a little more like-minded in the system, go to the website betteryouin52.info, as we said, and you can see people as they respond back and forth. Reply in the comments of this, whether you're listening to the audio version or the video version of this one, and we'll connect in some way. I want you to do better. If you just say, I'm going to do better, it's that simple. But it's not as simple as that to actually get there. It takes hard work, a lot of effort, and some consistency, and some folks along the way. I'm here. More folks are here. We're going to help you through. Thank you for stopping by for week 5 of Better You in 52. So 5 down, many more to go. If your plan is to see a better you in this year 2024, or a better you in 52 weeks whenever you get started, it doesn't really matter. It's just a year's worth of time. We'll see how far you get. Let me know how far you're going, and just let me know how we're doing as well. Thank you guys. We got another one coming up, another great one coming up next week.